Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So today, as you can see, we are going to start this analysis by looking at the price action of Bitcoin using this Livermore pivotal point theory. Why? Because right now, if you monitor this pivotal point theory and also the price action of Bitcoin, we could be forming another very similar scenario, which is also pointing out that before we start an actual market phase, first we need an accumulation phase for Bitcoin. And right now, since the price of Bitcoin is clearly showing this downtrend, we don't know where this accumulation phase is going to be. But if you look at this Livermore pivotal point theory, according to the pivotal point theory, the accumulation phase is going to be the area where we previously found support. And if we look in our case, guys, this here is the area where we previously found support around this 29,000 range. And now if this here is going to be an exact movement, just like as Jesse Livermore's pivotal point theory is showing us right now, a move towards this previous accumulation area, forming this point A before starting this new rally here to the upside, because we also got a support, as you can see here, started this new market phase. With each and every retracement, it gave us a buying opportunity. And now, if we look at this downtrend, right, sell opportunity. And if this is going to be another movement towards this point A area, just like as shown here in a pivotal point theory from Jesse Livermore, then we are well aware, guys, the previous support line is where we could be getting gravitated. And also, if the support is going to be there, then we could be starting this new mark of phase from here on. I mean, a new market phase where the price is going to get gravitated again towards this previous temporary high for Bitcoin. And that is also a reason why I actually showed you this one example from Wyckoff's, where the market tends to be starting a new market phase only after forming this accumulation phase. So that's why we say this here is going to be our accumulation area, because according to this Wyckoff cycle, this is how market tends to work. After forming a proper accumulation phase until the distribution phase, it is going to be a mark-off phase. And if we look at this distribution phase till the accumulation area, this is clearly going to be a mark-down phase. And in our case, we have said if this here was the marker phase after this accumulation area, now we could be heading towards this new accumulation area before we start with this new marker phase, because only after forming this proper accumulation phase we are going to start with this new marker phase. And this here is also one example how accumulation phase usually looks like. Price gets consolidated or even trapped between this parallel channel where the upper line acts as a resistance, lower line acts as a support. And when we break the previous resistance line from this parallel channel, then we start with this new marker phase. But for us right now, the accumulation phase is still open. So that's why we are saying if the price of Bitcoin is going to show another retracement again towards the previous accumulation area, then this actually would make a lot of sense, because then we could be starting with this new marker phase. And also because of this Livermore pivotal point theory, you can see we could be starting a new movement where the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated towards the previous high area. So that is the reason, guys, for an actual impulsive movement, we want the price of Bitcoin to form a proper accumulation phase, just like as shown here in an example. But what if the price of Bitcoin starts showing this actual movement here to the upside without forming this accumulation phase? Is it possible? I mean, will the trend last if that is going to happen? Let me show you with this very simple example. First, what we have to keep in mind, around 14th and 15th of March, the next Federal Open Market Committee is setting up a meeting where we are actually expecting the Federal Reserve to hike up the interest rate. So now, if the bulls are going to take advantage, then let it be before that, because I strongly believe that after this 14th and 15th of March, there will be a lot of instability in stock market. And since we are highly correlated with the stock market, we could be also seeing the reflection in Bitcoin price action, and that is not going to end well. We are well aware of that. So that is the reason right now, if the price of Bitcoin does manage to show any sort of a movement here to the upside, according to this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, let me show you some interesting Fibonacci level. You can see right now where are we finding support? We are finding support exactly at this blue line, which is the 14.59 Fibonacci level, and that is lying around 35,400 price area. But if we lose the support from this 14.59 Fibonacci level, the next possible target, as you can see already, is being placed, which is the 9.02 Fibonacci line, and that is lying around 32,000 price area. So what we want the price of Bitcoin to do? We want the price of Bitcoin at anyhow to stay above this 14.59 Fibonacci level, and that is around 35,400 area, because we are well aware if the proper support is going to be there and we are also going to break out of this 38,000 resistance line. I'm going to show you later in this video why this 38,000 is so important. Then you can see the orange line here is going to be our next potential upward price target level, and that is lying around 41,000 price area. Now let me show you quickly why this 38,000 must be broken if we want to see any sort of impulsive movement playing out here in price action of Bitcoin. Because if you look at this price action in a very simple way using this descending channel, you can see with each and every impulsive movement or corrective movement, doesn't matter, the upper line here was an extremely important line of resistance, right? You can see that very clearly. And also here to the downside, the lower line was a very strong line of support. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to break out of this 38,000 resistance line, then you can see we will be breaking out of this upper line area of this descending channel and starting this uptrend. Otherwise, guys, this could be playing out in this manner, more of a consolidation, and again slowly heading towards the downward direction, because we are well aware around this 38,000 we have a strong line of resistance lying around from this Williams alligator indicator, right? Every time we tested that line, we got a rejection. So that's why this 38,000 here, according to the Williams alligator indicator, is a very strong line of resistance. And also from this CPI indicator, the resistance line, this red line here, this is the monthly S1 line, and every time we came there, we got a rejection and a bigger pullback, and this is exactly where we also got a rejection. So that's why we said if we break out of this 38,000, find support above it, then 40 to 41,000 is going to be our next potential target. Otherwise, this trend could see more of a consolidation before breaking here to the downside. So let's see which side the price of Bitcoin is going to choose. So these are some of the interesting scenarios I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individually watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.